Hello everyone and welcome to F1 2017. I know in the previous video I said I'm going to buy F1 2019, but not yet come out. Yeah. Anyway, I've made some, right, let me just explain this real quick. F1 2019 is coming out at the end of this month, which is June, so it's not yet out, and all the videos that I made in F1 2017 so far I'm going to dump on the channel real quick. So by the time F1 2019 comes around, I can just, quickly record the videos, edit them and put it on the channel, and, have F1 2019 as the main thing. But I'm going to keep the F1 2017 season going, just in case. And I'm gonna keep it around, obviously, as I just said, but I'm gonna bump the race length up to 100% and do rare videos on it, right? So there's not going to be that much videos on F1 2017 after F1 2019 comes out, but we're still going to have F1 2017 around. Anyway, for this career mode, I have not yet decided in the video what team I'm going for, but obviously my name's Kevin Morales, and as you could see before, I chose my character, my helmet, my number as 88. My nationality is obviously Hungarian, as it was before. But yeah, nothing really changed. But for this career mode, I have chose Haas team to race for alongside Kevin Magnussen, because I think he's the better driver out of Kevin and Grosjean. So yes, we're going to race for Haas, and hopefully we're going to get them some points, just win a championship with them or something, hopefully. But yes, I have chosen Kevin Magnussen as my teammate, and hopefully it's going to go really well, right? Hopefully. Anyway, yeah, as you can see right now, my AI, the driver level is 100, so it's going to be difficult. But let's have a look at this cutscene right now and enjoy the game.
Yes, and I respect that, but my client has a championship to contest. So if you want our participation, I'm afraid the concessions are mandatory. Yes, that's fine. Get back to me when you can. Goodbye. No one ever just signs the contract. Anyway, thanks for coming by on such short notice. I just needed to cover a couple of quick things with you before you race. Firstly, as requested, is a copy of your contract. It's a rolling deal. However, the team reserves right of termination if you fail to meet performance standards. You're second driver for now, but work hard, hit your targets, and I'll be able to sweeten the deal. I'm also looking to get you into some invitational events throughout the season. The experience and exposure from these will be great for your image. Plus, you'll get to drive some nice historic cars. Now then, go get ready for the next session, and good luck.
Thanks, Emma, you're very kind. I shall have the good luck, hopefully. But yeah, new stuff. New stuff is always good. New contract, dear Kevin. Welcome to Haas F1 team. We are delighted to have you on board and look forward to working closely with you over the upcoming seasons. You will start as a second driver alongside Kevin Magnussen. We expect to work closely, blah blah blah. Let's get some points, kind of our team and management. That's fantastic, but let's have a look at the laptop. So we're going to work real closely, but yes, I know how the laptop works, I don't care. And I also know how the vehicle management goes, so I don't care. But let's go to practice one, please. Come on, I'm eager to start.
About to join the action in what is sure to be an interesting practice session here in Melbourne. It's not long until we get the session underway, and we'll have some cars appearing out on the track. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations, and how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base. But what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
Yes, on-track testing is very, very cool and enjoyable. Let's have a look at some practice programs because we like doing them. And we don't have a setup yet, so we kind of need to do a setup. But oh well, let's do the track acclimatization because we're all cool and like that. And let's go on a flying lap. This is my first lap, obviously. Yeah, but yeah, we're doing some track acclimatization because it's going to get us some research points as this game works. I'm aware that as this game isn't like brand new, everyone knows how the whole system works so far with track acclimatization and the research points. As you get research points for practice sessions, you improve the car further and further and further and further and further. But yeah, the track acclimatization went really well, purple, as it should do. Let's have a look at the tyre. Maybe tyre management next, I don't know. Maybe should go through the practice programs one by one, but it doesn't really matter which way we're doing it, right? As so far, yeah, we're slower than Massa, but faster than Van Dorn so far, which isn't too bad if you think about it, because we're just slower than the Williams, but faster than the McLaren, which is kind of where we're supposed to be right now. So that's looking good, but compared to Kevin Magnussen, we're slow, right? Even though he's on super softs and I am on just normal softs, that are still quite slow, but at the time I didn't realise that, so I tried to push really much, and I've done some fuel saving managements for the practice program, and I got a purple on my first lap, which was pretty great. You know, that's how many is that, 50 or 25 research points? It is 50, I think, because I can't read. Anyway, no, I'm just looking out from a little box. I can read, don't worry. And this is my what's called the tyre management program, which shows low tyre wear. So I'm doing well on that as well. That's another, yeah, it's 50, right? So it's a 50 research points. So far I got 150 through the practice programs with 70 minutes left. So I might be able to do all the practice programs in the first session, and then I don't need to do anything for the next two, which would be really nice, but instead I just fast forwarded. That's not a word, just, you know, made it fast forwarded. But I've also went on a super soft lap, and the super soft lap, unfortunately, has left us still slower than Magnussen. And at this point I realised that I don't have a separate, what do you call it, a separate thing for Australia, but that's wrong, because I've started like with Bahrain or something on my first one, so I had it much further down, but I really did get scared for that part, because then I wouldn't have needed to look up some more and waste some time with it. But yeah, I've done the race strategy practice program with a few minutes left in the session, so it's kind of good that we get to do some stuff in the second practice session. But yeah, here's us in like a really cool camera mode, just following us through the 5 laps of doing absolutely nothing, just going around the circuit again and again. So yeah, we're at the moment we're behind some Red Bull, but it doesn't really matter. I've done the 5 laps. You only needed to do 3, but I've done the 5 laps because why the hell not? And that concluded our first practice session of the weekend. And honestly, it felt really good to have that real momentum throughout the session. We've gotten 8th and Kevin gotten 12th in the overall grand scheme of things, which is pretty cool. And yes, I'm talking about both these guys right now, but it doesn't really matter, because it's fine. We got a good thing. Let's have a look at this, what people are saying right now to us. So, cutscene time, yay.
Ah, you got my message. Perfect. Welcome to home away from home. We get more real-time data from the factory now than ever before, and it all comes through here. So I have to spend more time checking over the reports and less time hunting you down in the hospitality suite. To that end, we... Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Chris here. Is this important? I'm in the middle of something. Okay. Right. Well, that makes no sense. Have Sarah reset the simulation and run it again. Okay. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we've set up a desk for you at the front here. You can get onto the network from your laptop, so make sure to check the R&D screen regularly. And let us know how you want to use the data that we've collected over the weekend and through the practice programs. Also, bear in mind that the news from the factory won't always be good. Sometimes tests fail, like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
Oh, how convenient. We got a test to fail when we got introduced. Introduction to research points. Research points provide you with a way to allocate blah 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 specific area of development. Spending our research points is tra la 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 la. I know how it works. Give me the money. 2,495. That's a nice bit of amount of research points to start off with, actually. So it's very nice. We can actually get an upgrade for that, like right now, which is very nice. And this is the second time I'm actually talking about this, because my laptop overheated midway, and now it's like 6 hours later than what it was 5 minutes ago in the video, so it's great. But yeah, we're really far down in the aerodynamical I don't know, leaderboard, I guess. We're second to last, we're right in front of Sauber. It's pretty bad, but I'm just looking at the major upgrades, how far it would put us. It would put us like above Toro Rosso, which is pretty cool, and the ultimate upgrades and stuff. I'm just messing around here for a little bit, looking around, but honestly, not very, helpful. But I got an aerodynamical upgrade for the rear wing, I think it was, and we got a weight reduction for the central undertray, which is going to be quite useful for us later on, and possibly a quality control upgrade, but I thought I'll just keep it for the aerodynamical improvement, keep some money aside for it, or some research points. I was also thinking about the quality control in the engine or the power unit, but I decided I'll just let it go to practice 2 instead, use the car. Got 2 upgrades coming for the whatever race. It's fine, just let's go to practice 2 and live our life. And I have decided to do the qualifying pace program, because that's the only one that we actually had left. So the quality, and the qualifying race, I can't talk now apparently, but the race qualifying practice program is basically a 3 lap program where you gotta put in a qualifying laps time, basically. So you have the fastest tyre compound, which is the ultra soft tyres and this circuit, and you can actually finish it if you get a purple time on the first lap, which I don't know if I got. Yes, I did, because I got 11th. Am I reading that right, or 9th? I cannot see on my screen. I'm looking at the preview screen is very small, and also the quality of the thing is ultra bad. I got 7th. It was a 7, not a 9 or an 11. But yeah, I'm just gonna do the extra little bit of research point that I could get. It was to do a lap on two different types of tire, but not do a lap, but do a race. I don't know, like a race practice program. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, basically I had to do 3 more laps on a different tire compound. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the best either, and we actually got to do some good laps.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three: Hamilton, Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Thank you there, but we got 6th, which is really good because we're 2 places ahead of our teammates, and as of right now that was a really good place to be, because what was it, practice 2 or something? But yeah, we've had a look at another aerodynamical upgrade because we got the money for it now. Well, research points, but we actually don't, we only have 541. So I don't know what I'm talking about really at this point. I'm just chatting all kinds of BS, but you know, like we can look at the upgrades and see what they do, but they don't really do much for us right now. Just staring at them, we should probably just go out track, get some research points, and maybe try and get them, buy them or something. I keep calling it money, but it's not. But after all, I did decide to do a durability upgrade, which will be
Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
Shall do, milady. Let's have a little read of this. Introduction to driver rivalry. Rivalry is the head-to-head battle across multiple race weekends between you and another driver. Comparison data is tracked and compared with each qualifying and race session. That's cool. And our first rival is Kevin Magnussen, because he's our teammate, and he's sitting right across from me on the couch. But let's have a look at the thing.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Okay, so 15th in qualifying, which is quite doable actually. So it was the voicemail to hear us about the goals coming through. Yeah, there's a durability and aerodynamical, and a green one that I always forget what it is. It's the weight reduction thing, but it looks like Red Bull really wants us, which is really cool because Red Bull is one of the top runner teams, and that would mean that one of the front runner teams wants us, which would put Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull in the race.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Right, it's not going to be easy getting into the next qualifying session, but we know you'll give it your all.
Surely, good sir, don't worry about it. But we should really, after checking ourselves out in the TV feed, we should probably go out and do some laps. But yeah, I kind of just skipped to the end of qualifying 1, where we placed 9th, which is actually really good, looking really good for qualifying 3, as Kevin is right behind us in P10. So hopefully this could carry on for qualifying 2, and it looks like it will not. There's 2 minutes left. We're sitting in 10th, Kevin's in 11th, some people are out, and we just about made it in P10. Well, I knocked Kevin out, unfortunately, so that's a pretty sad sight, but he's going to be starting from 11th, which is still a good spot. Well, we're in Q3, right, and I think this is the lap. This is the final lap in Q3 that I'm doing. I'm just, going over qualifying really quickly so we can get to the race easier. But yeah, with 43 seconds left, we're sitting in 7th at the moment, which is a really good position for us at the minute. We have 2 minutes. Sorry, we have 2 minutes left, and Aston Martin has an invalidated lap time penalty. Or it just seemed as a penalty on right next to his name on the lap time, I think. But it's still put him in P10. But yeah, he's going to be in P10. We're going to be starting from P8, which isn't too bad for our first race in Australia in a half, actually. So we probably shouldn't be making Q3 just like yet. I mean, Kevin's 11th, right? So what's the point? We're doing quite good. And yes, I've just talked over them. Right, anyway, research points, 216, cool. Rivalry update, we're winning because we've out-qualified him by a mile. Also, Red Bull is looking really interested, and let's have a look at the qualifying race.
Hello. I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Race target, and it's, did it say 11th and 15th for championship, I think, maybe? Possibly, I don't know. Let's go to race already, should we? Okay, please. Let's go to race. Go!
Today's race, of course, not simply the start of a new season, but the start of a new kind of Formula One. Anthony Davidson, great to have you with us once again. This is a big moment for the sport. Big changes to the technical regulations. The potential, perhaps, to give us the biggest shake-up since 2014. Very different cars visually and, fingers crossed, much faster as well.
Good thing then that combined these teams put in just a shade over 13,000 kilometres on the clock during testing. The cornering speed of these new machines is absolutely unbelievable. How many lap records are still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004? Well, on the right day, on the right tyres, we might just be threatening them this year. Wider tyres, wider cars, more downforce. I have to say they look great, and the qualifying spectacle is undebatable. Now the big question remains, can they follow? Can they race? Or have these new rules gone too far?
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Perez, a Haas, Hülkenberg, Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat, Sainz, Vettel, Felipe Massa and Palmer, Alonso, Stroll, Pascal Wehrlein and Stoffel van Dorn, Ericsson and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
We're in a better grip position than we were expecting. Let's see if we can hold on to it.
We can, buddy or pal. Come on, let's have a look at the race strategies for a second. It's a 29 lap race. I played around with the setup a little bit, hoping I could make it quicker. I think I possibly did make it quicker by switching to one soft set of tyres instead of two super softs, and we have went along and did that strategy. And I've also set the fuel option, like a fuel, you know, yeah, that thing a little down. But yeah, let's go to race and do the formation lap. So Australia, it's going to be a really good race. It's the first race of the season. Hopefully we can have a good position and, you know, lead over Kevin in the whole, you know, thing, the championship standings, I guess. Yeah, just you be better than our teammates, but put your seatbelts on. The race is about to start with 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. Out and away we go. Spurs on our right. We got a good start. Just flying past Verstappen. Hülkenberg on our inside. Can we get out on? Can we be on top? Stay on top? Yes, we can. We're winning. We're all good. We're doing just fine. Before we met Hülkenberg. That's a song reference. I hope you all got it. Also, I cut just a little in front. Let's see if we can lunge up Ricciardo's inside, because I just flew past Perez. I know we lost the position to Ricciardo, but we still made up a position on Perez. But let's see if we can go up Ricciardo's inside just yet. But no, we back off because we don't want to end up in the wall so early in the race, because that would be horrible fate. And yeah, just looking up at his inside every corner, we actually made a massive lunge right there. I'm repeating my words twice every time. It's getting really annoying, but we got a position and now we're on lap 2. We're trying to, you know, keep the position, do good. Ricciardo's coming up the inside. I don't want to end up in the wall because this is a dangerous spot, so I can't just let him have some space. We cut the corner a little bit, went on the grass. It's not nice, but that gave him a good run on us, and it's 3 wide going into this corner. It's 3 wide. I didn't touch any of them, and Ricciardo spun, and now he's in the wall. So calamity for Ricciardo, but yeah, and on the same lap I kind of just didn't turn in properly, and I came very close, and I mean very, like a pixel close, to losing my front left wheel over there in like lap 2 or 3. So we were playing a dangerous game, but we're in P4, right? So it's a pretty good spot for now. You know, it's almost a podium, but Perez is being really aggressive on our inside, trying to push us a little wide, or a little bit, and I think we might have touched her a tiny bit. I'm not quite sure. He didn't look very positive on his feet. But yeah, it's P3. Lance Stroll is also out the race. Let's see how that happened. Was it an engine failure on the first race of the season? Yes, it was. He kind of just, you know, pulled up the inside, retired, and just died. But that's P3 for us. It's P3 for us right now. Someone might have pitted, but Hamilton seems to be on the soft tyre compound, while Perez is flying past us. Will he keep the position though? No, he will not, because he's going really slowly, and I can just go around the inside or the outside. Yeah, and this had caused, you know, Perez was really aggressive by this time. I'm in P2 actually, and like some big stuff. Oh, Carlos Sainz is out of the race. But yeah, as I was saying, Perez is really aggressive, or was really aggressive in this. But the virtual safety car came out, and that gave us a really good place to pit, because it was on lap 8 as well, so it was around about our normal pit, you know, window, and it's still virtual safety car, so this is giving us a massive advantage compared to everyone else except Perez, because he pulled up behind us in the pits. But yeah, it's P12, right? It's P12 for us right now. Yeah. It's lap 9. There's still 20 laps left, and we get to race with Perez for the rest of our race until he pushes us wide. But we're in softs. He's in ultra softs, right? So this is me and Alonso getting tangled up a little bit, because he wasn't happy with us going past him. But yeah, as I was saying, Perez is an ultra soft, so he's going to pit again. He's probably not even going to be in our race, so us flying past Palmer like he was nothing. I'm getting really sore throat, sorry guys for all the coughs, but yeah, Vettel locking up. It wasn't very nice, wasn't very tasty. Perez went past him, we were right behind him. But he kind of just picked up the pace again and took off. We didn't actually get to go past him. And this is lap 19. Kvyat is now out of this race as well. Brought out I also can't talk. Another virtual safety car pulling up just the. I think Sainz went out before, right? So that means neither of the Toro Rossos actually finished the race. But no, it was a full. It was a full safety car. The safety car came out for that one. So we took the opportunity, pulled up in the pits once again, put on some super soft tyres that last us 10 laps, or it just has to last us 10 laps till the end of the race. But yeah, we just, you know, kind of caught up with the safety car, done a few laps slowly, and Oilein is also out of this race under safety car conditions, which is rare for the AI to do, but I guess it's possible, seen as it did happen just then. But yeah, we caught up with the safety car queue. Perez is right in front of us. We got some super soft tyres. He might have some used. Nope, he's on the same tyre compound. And I just made a cheeky move on him as the flag went green. And he went really aggressive on us again. So he kind of just, you know, banged our wheels a little, pushes us. But he takes the position back really aggressively, and that's something I like about the race today, or whichever day I recorded this. I liked it because it was Perez was being really aggressive, so he could have actually had a penalty, but this is us jump, like a lunge does not compare to this. We just cannonballed him from 20 miles away, and we didn't make the position, but this was a really nice move. He gave us the space, and we took the space required to do that move, and it was actually very refreshing that Perez didn't do some aggressive stuff. This is Verstappen and Magnussen squabbling for P4, and I just did another lunge up the inside and a double overtake, and this actually caused me to come in 4th at the end of the race and Magnussen 5th, which is a really, really good place for us.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix.
At this point my recording actually stopped for a little while until I restarted it, so I'm really sorry about this. But yeah, some of the audio and footage was a little lost. So sorry about this, guys, but yeah, that's all. Sorry.
Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
On to the constructors then. Ferrari moved to the top of the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
We just acknowledge the fact that Esteban Ocon came 9th from 20th. That is amazing. He does deserve it, but it's 300 research points for us, and we're leading the rivalry because we're that much more amazing than our teammate. But yeah, let's have a look at this one. Yes, it's me. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks.
Well, not quite my cars per se, but a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing them myself, to be honest. I'm actually quite handy behind the wheel, but it's the downforce, those lateral Gs, you know. The old neck can't really handle it. So I need a pro, and that's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good, and most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. And I'll see you at the track.
I'd prefer to not see you at the track, but it doesn't really matter. Yes, do some contract stuff. I don't really care. Anyway, sure, whatever, dude. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, press the like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And yeah, hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button once you click the subscribe button to not miss any new uploads. Well, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.